Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Today I'm going to be talking about Tahwahkaro, which is a newer craft distillery out of Grapevine, Texas. They produce a 4 grain bourbon and a Texas rye malt, so let's get to know them. The more I got to know about Tahwahkaro as a company, the more I realized that I love reviewing craft distilleries on this channel, even though the videos tend not to get quite as many views. They are always more fun to get to know some of the craft distillers around the country and what they're doing. So in the case of Tahwahkaro, everything about them reminded me why I love this. They have their heart and their mind in the right place. If you give me a sec to be sappy here. What I mean by that is their heart was set on making a 4 grain bourbon. And so they did. They had this investment capital. Instead of doing things like producing rum or vodka or gin or any of those like easier spirits to make, they just focused on what they wanted to do. So they set their heart on something and then they made it. They've also got their mindset on the right stuff. They had this idea to fill a hole in their local bourbon economy of a 4 grain bourbon that tasted good. And then they did. That's smart. But they also are being responsible in taking a little bit of their profits that they're making to help clean up some of the pollution in the lakes and the streams in their area. It's awesome. It's a responsible business, and I wish there were more like it. Anyway, thanks. I love this company the more I got to know them. So Tahwahkaro Creek is the old name of what is now Grapevine Creek in Grapevine, Texas. And the reason it's important is it has to do with Texas history. I'm not going to pretend to be any sort of scholar on Texas history here, but I know history is important to Texans. So another area where they had their mind in the right place. And it's apparently the site of where this treaty between these 10 Indian tribes that were warring against Texas, and this treaty was signed there to stop the war. So that's the story of why they picked that. There's also a metaphorical reason behind it because Tahwahkaro actually means bend in the river. And the owners kind of had this same thing as saying like the next chapter in your life. They wanted to see what's past the bend in the river. They wanted to start a new company and see where it took them. So I like it. As good a name as any. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this 4 grain bourbon. Now, when we say 4 grain, we mean wheat, barley, rye, and corn. And that's it. But you don't have a ton of those on the market. So I always appreciate when a new one shows up. I also always appreciate when somebody puts wheat into their bourbon. Personally, for my taste, I always like it. So this is 96 proof and aged a little over a year, so 13 months. Let's go ahead and give it a nose. Very, very good. The nose here is very sweet, but in a way that's alluring, kind of makes your mouth water. It's not overly sweet like you might get like a Maker's Mark or something like that. It makes you excited for what you're about to taste. So cheers. Very, very good. It's light and it's sweet. It's got a little bit of like a bready note to it. It's also very creamy. And there's a slight rye spice that kind of travels up your nose a little bit. Very, very, very good. I often notice that descriptors on this channel, as far as the nose and the taste here, don't ever do it justice. I think what's more important is when I tell you towards the end about whether you should be buying these or not. Now, something good for those of you who are going to the Bastard's Ball on this upcoming weekend, they're going to be there. I think that you should make it a point to go to them. Try their stuff. If you feel like being nice to me, let them know that I helped, you saw my video and that you wanted to try it. It will let them know that they made a good choice, kind of working together with me to do this review. Anyway, let's go ahead. This one's totally worth buying. This is just a delicious, delicious whiskey. Let's go ahead and go over to the malted rye. So I do have the mash bill on this one, so allow me to read for a moment here. 68% Texas rye malt, 17% Texas rye berry, 6% Texas corn, 6% Texas red wheat, and 6% Texas 2-row barley. So a lot of rye, which is good. It's a rye whiskey. So let's go ahead and give this a nose. Dramatically different. I would be very interested to see what their aging room smells like, because these are two very dramatically different smells. You've got a deep kind of toffee vanilla smell in here, but also kind of like a chocolatey-ness to it as well. Very interesting, but the malt is heavy as far as the nose goes. So if you ever want to know what malt smells like, smell this whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and take a taste. Cheers. That is what a rye should taste like. That is, actually, I'm going to put this over here because I'm going to have another sip. It is heavy bread, almost like brown bread, if you've ever had that before. I'm sure you have. There is a taste of vanilla and toffee to it as well. The rye spice comes through, but it's not overbearing. Hits you a little bit in the back of the throat though, which is nice. There's, they put a note on here. I kind of can see it, but this is not my note. They say it's got like a buttered toast flavor to it. So, I mean, a little bit of that brown bread. I could see throwing some butter on there. Why not? There's also a little bit of pepper as well, and that's about it. It's complex for a rye. You know, ryes often are just overbearing with their flavors. So let me taste one more time. Now, when I tried this the first time, I will say that although I liked it, I guess I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't what I expected. It is good. I will be interested to see, I believe this bottle is batch number 1. So, I mean, I've got it early and they have just started making this. I'd be interested to see what like batch 4 or 5 tastes like, to see if they tweak it whatsoever. I think this is a very good buy, but I also get that it's hard to find. You know, this is only available in Texas at the moment. So try this one at the Bastard's Ball if you can. If you like it, sing the praises of it. If you don't, give it a little bit of time. And I do think that this one will probably make its way around the country. This is another up-and-comer that I see a lot of promise in. All right, so that does it for this episode of the Whiskey Dictionary. Do want to mention that I will have, this is kind of like, what do you want to call it, housekeeping for the Bastard's Ball. I'm going to have all kinds of merchandise for sale at the Bastard's Ball, specifically something that I've really been looking forward to producing. I just had them made. I'm going to be bringing them and premiering them at the Bastard's Ball. I won't tell you what it is yet, but I'll tell you it will cost exactly $20. So bring a 20 with you and it will be worth every penny. So aside from that, if any of you guys would like to do this, you should. Boy, I bet that face looked funny. Whiskey coins, challenge coins. You see them here sitting on top of the glasses. What it does is it helps keep the aroma within the glass, and it helps promote the channel. So if you're interested in what I do and want to help support the channel, check the description below. There's all kinds of links down there. Other than that, join the Discord. I have a Discord. It's like a chat program. It's awesome. We have tons of conversations about whiskey in there and about a bunch of other stuff too. It's really just a fun time. And if you like talking about whiskey, which I suspect you do because you're watching whiskey reviews on YouTube, then you will absolutely enjoy the Discord. So thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary and for this two-parter Tahwahkaro.